Okay, this video is about an easy way to set up class folders to be shared with students, and that involves exporting student emails from Skyward. So the first thing you need to do as you're in your Google Drive is to determine the folder that you want to have shared. Let's say for the purposes of making one, you'll see my current AP Lit classes that I teach here, but I've got all of my different periods for AP Lit, and so I'll show you how to create a new folder. We'll create a sample one. So under my AP Lit umbrella folder, I'm going to create a new subfolder that I'll call Period 8. That's just a sample. Click Create, and then that folder exists. And then what you'll want to do as you attempt to share that folder with a group of students, before you do that, I want to show you how to do that from Skyward to save you a little bit of time. You get into Skyward here and you go to Teacher Access, click on My Gradebook. And under My Gradebook, you'll see an option here that says Generate Reports for all classes. And you want to kind of highlight or scroll over that scroll down menu and go down to Class Roster. And when you click on Class Roster, a bubble pops up and there's an option that says Export to Excel. You want to click Export to Excel. What it's going to do is it's probably going to be in a queue for a little bit and it's going to run the report. When it does that, it's just pushing all that information into Excel. And then a little window is going to pop up that says Display Report. And if you click Display Report from your computer PC or a PC at home, your Excel file will just pop up right then and there. On a Mac, it goes down to your Downloads folder, and so if you go down and click that file that opens up, you'll see the report that's run from Skyward with all of my students and their information. Despite the fact that I ran the reports for all of my classes, it's really nice that Skyward still kind of lumps them into periods, so it's kind of easy to isolate them. Period 1, you'll see right here we've got Period 2, Period 3 classes, etc. And then in column F for all of those classes, you'll see the students, hsestudents.org email addresses. So let's say I want to share my made-up Period 8 folder with this group of students who actually happens to be my Period 3 this year. I would highlight all those email addresses in that particular period and copy those. And then I would go back to my Google Drive, click on Period 8, who I want to share with, and if I right-click Period 8, I've got the option that says Share. And where it gives me the opportunity to list student email addresses that I'll be sharing this with, right here, I just paste, and all of those student email addresses will show up here. And now one thing to be careful of is, sort of what access you give those students. It's right now all these students can edit, which means anytime I put a document in there, students can delete it, students can change the document, and I'm not sure I want them to be able to do that. So I'm going to change their settings to Can View. That way students can see all of the information and documents that I load into that folder, but they can't necessarily edit them. And then if I click Send, all of those students are going to now be able to see whatever I put in that folder. It says here you may oftentimes encounter this. It's a need for verification just to make sure that you're actually a human. So as long as I verify that, you'll see there it says it was shared with 30 people. And then I click into that folder, and then I can, sort of load, create new documents to share with students there, or I can load, documents that I already have. You don't have to start from scratch, and that's something I got a lot of questions about during the PD session. So instead of like creating a new Google Doc or a new Google Sheet, a new slides presentation, I can just upload a file that already exists. And so here you'll see like my AP Lit course syllabus, and so if I click on that, it's going to load my course syllabus just as it exists now, and then students will be able to access that. The 30 students that I shared this particular folder with, they'll be able to see this document, and then they've got that there. And so if we click on that document, the document shows up, and those 30 students are able to see that. So yeah, that's a simple way to set up a class folder and share with students just through exporting from Skyward. It saves a lot of time. You can do that for each one of your classes, and then after you do that, you'll have shared folders for all the classes that you teach.